welcome to Ecoholics Heart to Heart with Toppers. Our guest for today is the Indian Economic Service topper, Shaifali Rathore. Welcome to the show, Shaifali.
Thank you, sir.
We hope that you could let the little secrets out now.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Okay, so I would start with the result checking story. I'm very intrigued with the result checking story because that's a moment you discover that you are finally, your hard work has bore results. The family is excited as well. So
yes,
tell us about that.
So result has came on 28th December in the afternoon around 3:30 p.m. So when I checked, so I was really surprised that I got the rank 16. So that was good experience. I think my hard work has been paid off for my 1 year hard work that I made. Actually, I have the self preparations. So it was a 1 year experience. It was delighted. So I'm happy.
It is even more creditable when you say that it's self preparation to a majority side.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it would be nice if we can start with a brief background about yourself so that aspirants can relate to your story more.
So, with regard to my education background,
Yes.
So I have done my graduation from the Ramjas College, Delhi University, and I have done my bachelor's in economics from that college in 2019. After that, I pursued my post-graduation from Delhi School of Economics in 2021. After that, I just gave my first attempt in the IES in order to just check whether I would be able to clear this exam or how tough or how it would be manageable or not. Then I decided, then I found that I would be able to clear this exam, and then I started my self preparation for it as well. So for a 1 year preparation, after my 1 year of preparation, I got the results as you can say. I got the rank 16. So it's all about the strategy that you would choose with regard to your preparations. So if I consider my strategy, then I focused mainly on the past year question papers and its syllabus pattern. So I used to just consider what's the syllabus and what kind of questions have been asked with regard to the particular topic for within the 10-year question paper set. So with regard to all the four general economics papers, first, second, third, fourth, I considered the past year question papers and correspondingly side by side syllabus as well. What kind of questions have been asked? So in this, this would be the strategy that I have adopted. So in this regard, YouTube, Google, some extent of Ecoholics YouTube channels also helped me. So in this extent, I think that Ecoholics also helped me a lot with regard to its YouTube channel. It is very helpful for me for my preparation as well.
Okay, and what is the motivation behind getting into Indian Economic Service? Why IES over other competitive examinations?
Sir, I think this exam is different from others competitive exam. If we consider only economics exams as well, I think that the Indian Economic Services provides you an opportunity with regard to utilize your whole concepts or knowledge of the economics in the real life, in the practical way. Especially for the government purpose, for the government perspectives in various departments and economic policies in which I am interested as well. So that's the major reason that I decided that I should utilize my economics knowledge in the government field as well. So that's the major reason that I decided to just start the preparations, and I just continue with that for the 1 year preparation as well.
And would you continue the preparation if you couldn't qualify this time?
So I already decided that I already gave the 1 year preparation for it as well. So I decided already that if I would not be able by chance, so I will just start with the corporate sector. And then side by side, I will go for the IAS as well, because my syllabus was already completed. So I just need revisions. I also noticed that we need work experience as well if we go and drop by the 2 or 3 years. So work experience is also very important. So I decided that I will go for the corporate if I would not clear this exam. So that's the strategy for me.
So listen up, people. syllabus do get covered. Toppers specifically cover the syllabus multiple times.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's understand the tricks of trade now. You have briefly mentioned about the PYQ relevance. Which out of the 4 papers did you find the most difficult and why?
So I found G1 most difficult with regard to numerical concepts. So basically, I was self-preparing, so numericals becomes a hurdle for me, and it has enough weightage as well within the G1 paper. So I use the Ecoholics channel, which provides the solutions for the IES numericals. So that also helps me a lot with regard to numericals. And I almost completed all the numericals from the past year questions as well with regard to G1 and G2.
Okay.
So
okay.
numericals are right.
And can we know about the books you referred?
So I generally refer Delhi University books only. Because I was Delhi University student for the past 5 years. So I refer Delhi University books only. And within the Delhi University, it is a combination of the various English authors. So we can't decide which particular author has given the particular chapter. So with respect to macroeconomics, there is it Mankiw, Blanchard. They are famous. With regard to microeconomics, Nicholson. So there is it some particular economics that provides the major chunk of material with regard to this particular subjects. And majorly I refer DU books only. And if any material that I found difficult to understand, so I took the help from the Google and YouTube as well.
Okay. So since you have studied from the prestigious colleges or the universities, so I think your economics was sorted. And how did you prepare for the GS part?
So general studies. So to be honest, I did not give any preference for the general studies. To be honest, I just gave, I think, 1 week before the exam to just consider the general studies, because I know the general studies I will not be able to clear to get the full-fledged marks, because there exists history as well, politics as well. So I found it that there exists 4 sections within the general studies, and the 4th section is about governors, parliament, and its 3rd section is some extent about macroeconomics, repo rates, reverse repo rates. So I thought that I would be able to complete it section C and section D. And with regard to section A and section B, I considered to just if I would be able to then do this, will do that. Otherwise, section C and section D helped me a lot with regard to general studies material.
Okay, so since you have not studied for a brief amount of time you gave to GS, I think not more than 3 days for English.
So to be honest, I give more importance to English as compared to general studies. Okay. Because I think the English should be coverable, and it exists essay letter, essay writings, and there exists conjunctions, grammar mistaking, that kind of things. So I think that would be very easier to get the full-fledged marks with regard to making statement correcting the statement situations. Basically, it happens that in the English, we are not able to get the better marks, especially in essay writings. So I consider that the last part, which is correction, omission and error part, so if I would be able to correct it, so I would be able to get the full-fledged marks of about 20. So I give more importance to that topic. I think I have done very well with regard to 20 marks last. And thesis writing was very good. And essay writing, with regard to essay writing, I considered some important topics which are current topics which are generally considered, and I also took reference from the past year question paper as well with what kind of topics have been considered with regard to essay writings. So I would be able to carry out with that portion as well very easily in the paper.
So it seems your strategy was to get on the low-hanging fruits first.
Yes, sir. I give my preference to which in which topic I would be able to get better marks. So in this way, I strategy.
That's a smart strategy. How did you lead the interview to your strong points?
So with regard to my answer strategy.
Yes, answering in the interview.
Answers that they are asking, one of the panel has asked me about my DAF questions. in my DAF, I mentioned the Manrega project. So she was focused on the Manrega rural economy as only, and I was well prepared for it because it was a part of my DAF. So I was able to answer that questions. And one question he asked me, one of the panel asked me, why the Sri Lanka economic crisis take place. So I was able to answer it. I remembered what were the reasons. So he also impressed by me with the answer of the Sri Lanka economic crisis. And then the third member asked me about my, suppose you are a finance minister, so how would you run the economy? What kind of policies you would consider? This kind of questions asked. And last member was only checking my logical thinking capability. He was asking the questions like, you have two options, in which direction you would go. For example, he asked me a question about urbanization. My state is Delhi. So he stated that Delhi is well urbanized. It is urbanizing in a rapid pace. Suppose government has given you a project, you have to urbanize the Delhi economy. So what kind of strategy you would adopt? So you would focus on a given area of land only, then you would get urbanized, or the other option would be you would take more area of land and then you would do urbanization. So at that case, I one point that stuck to my mind is about that land is also a resource. So I always read about that we should consider on the effective and optimal utilizations of the resources. Since land is a public good, like it's a public land, but still we have to focus on the efficient and optimal utilizations of any resource. So with this approach, I state that I would focus on the given area of land, and then I would consider the optimal utilization of that resource. After that, I will use the more acre of land. So in this way, I answered that. So that kind of questions have been asked for me. Chairperson asked me a question about my state economy. Delhi is my hometown, so he asked me what special about your state, but you think that it is special. So in this extent, I stated that Delhi is well urbanized in this way. So in last, I stated that Delhi has one disadvantage is also stated that it is highly polluted. Pollution becomes so. So I started with the pollution. Why pollution is taking place? So this kind of question. Chairperson asked me one more question about the government is asking for your suggestions. You have to boost the exports, you have to boost the private consumption, you have to boost the private investments. So what kind of suggestions you would give to the government? So this kind of questions have been asked. So around my interview take place for 25 to 30 minutes, then it was over.
Okay, so you were comfortable in the interview?
Yeah, I think yes, I was confident. I think I was confident enough to answer. I also make the eye contact with everyone. So I think I was able to answer. But in two questions, I was not able to answer. So I was like, I'm not able to answer. So okay, sir, आगे बढ़ेंगे. So
Okay. And how did you prepare for your interview apart from the DAF which you had prepared?
Sir, I refer the newspaper, Mint newspaper, live Mint newspaper. I refer. I used to consider the articles that on daily basis came within the newspaper. If I consider my interview strategy, I classify it into 4 parts. In the first part, I consider my DAF only. In the second part, I consider my economic syllabus. With regard, I consider that if they would ask me what is your favorite subjects, then I would answer them that econometrics and macroeconomics. So I cover the whole syllabus with regard to that portion as well. Third portion was about my current economy, which was captured with the newspaper articles. And fourth was about the economic policies, budget, economic survey. So in this, I classify my interview.
Okay. And were there any high and low point in your preparation? What were those? How did you come out of that?
So I think they gave the enough time for the interview, around 2.5 months. So it was a big enough time. In some moment of time, I thought कि like हो जाएगा, बहुत time हो रहा है इसमें, इतना हो नहीं पा रहा है. But still एक टाइम के बाद जब हमारा डेट आ गया था कि इस टाइम है, उसके बाद थोड़ा कूल डाउन थे कि हाँ हो जाएगा, और फिर थोड़ा अपने आप से भी हो रहा था कि बस अब लास्ट मोमेंट है, कर लो, क्योंकि लास्ट था तो हो गया था बस.
Acha. And every topper has a great support system behind them. Who have been the pillars of your preparation?
If to be honest, I consider that when I was in DSE, I was not able to get the placement from the corporate sector. So majorly of my friends were already well settled. So that kind of thing also gave me motivation that I also want to do something, because only one person, because I only the person that left behind among my friends who do not get settled till now. So that's the major reason that I always am motivated. I want to clear it within this year only. So I used somehow when I felt that I'm not able to do that, so I also remember that if I will not be able to clear it, then what would I do? I have to go to the corporates in which I wouldn't want to go there. So that's the major reason that I always consider like करना है तो बस करना है, कर लो, your option है नहीं. That kind of results I continued with the preparation for the time.
So I think it was bouncing back from failure that made you motivated enough to sail through the whole journey.
So you can say that because I was not able to get the job at the time. So I found it okay, if I'm not able to get the job in the corporate, then I will do one some another way. So that's is the fortunate that I will not get the job in corporate. Otherwise, I will not do that. So that's the good thing.
Okay. Okay, Shaifali. Now, would you let us know about the experience with Ecoholics?
So I take the interview guidance from the Ecoholics. With regard to my interview strategy and preparations, I gave my interview within the Ecoholics. In this respect, I consider the sir asked the very interesting questions and some extent of better questions that could be asked within the interview as well, especially for the Manrega project. An interviewer also asked me about that project as well. So I think that was good. And another sir also asked me about the current economy. So I was able to recognize whether I would be able to answer it or not. Because already बहुत सारा current economy दिमाग में था, तो सर ने जब current economy का check लिया तो उसको लगा कि हाँ इतना आता है, इतना नहीं आता है current economy में, तो काफी अच्छा experience था और पता भी चला कि कितना आता है कितना नहीं. तो that was good experience.
Achha. Okay. Thanks a lot, Shaifali, for being a part of our family. We hope that students benefit a lot from your insights and come to you as junior officers in the upcoming batches to thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for taking out times in these times of celebration. We wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.